I hope Locals Live never goes away. I hope it's always around in some manner or another.
I never would have thought that I could do anything with media if it weren't for KBVR.
Yes, it's a lot of hard work, but we get to show up on Fridays and hang out with our best friends for 8 hours. Hi, my name is Lily Goodyear. I'm the current Locals Live producer for the 23-24 school year. Before Locals Live, I was a DJ here. I think I was just like in the bullpen hanging out with my friend Natalie. Ben Blake, who's like the producer for one of our shows, he was like, "Do you want to work on Locals Live?" And I was like, "What is that?" And he was like, "It's a music thing." And I was like, "Duh." And so he just like put me on a spreadsheet. It was like Monday or Tuesday. And then I showed up on Friday. I think I was trained on cams day of. That was like my first TV, like anything I did for TV, trained on cams that day, worked an entire like 8-hour local shoot, and then I was hooked. And then I was like, yeah, I want to be here forever. And now I live here, so. I don't really know when Locals Live started exactly. Like if someone was like, do you have a date? I'd be like, at least since the 90s, I think.
We are Live Wire, and we are from Corvallis, Oregon. Welcome to the party.
Welcome to Locals Live on KBVR, Cable Channel 26 and 88.7 FM. I am your host, Brittany, and our special guest tonight, our world's greatest ghost.
My name is Brittany Young, and I did Locals Live and also worked at KBVR FM and TV from 2005 to 2009.
So I'm Jennifer Wells. I don't remember when I started producing, maybe junior year?
2006, 7?
Something like that.
My first show hosting, I can't remember who the performer or the artist was. He like fake proposed to me with his like CD. He thought he would sell better if like, I guess we were engaged by a CD case.
Amazing.
Call me a skeptic, there is nothing written on these pages. It seems the truth was swallowed up.
When we were in the Snell studio, part of the lore was this, the switcher was so old. The occasional person would find it necessary to share that like, did you know this is the same one that's in Star Wars? And it's...
Wait, was it really?
Well, not the same exact thing, but it's the same model. In Star Wars, when they blow up the Death Star, they just push a T-bar, and it's the same model switcher that we were using. That's how old our equipment was.
My loudest speaker. And if you want to change a thing, don't worry, mama, it's not gonna change. My heart is a missionary. My heart is a missionary.
Welcome to the season finale of Locals Live. I'm your host, Sydney Zamora, and tonight we have the Max. Take it away, guys.
My name is Sydney Zamora. I was a producer at Locals Live from fall 2016 to spring 2017. My freshman year of college at OSU, I joined KBVR-FM, and I helped the team move from Snell to the SEC. I wanted to be the KBVR-FM station manager. The luckiest thing happened that I didn't get it. So from there, I kind of decided, okay, I need to backtrack, figure out what do I really want. Someone had recommended that I should take over the show. I was really surprised because I still was a pre-physical therapy major. I just decided to take the leap of faith, and it paid off.
Hi, my name is Kat Dykstra. I was the producer of Locals Live from 2017 to 2018. When I first joined Locals, we ran hour-long episodes that were like fully broadcast, and it took like a minimum crew of like 11 or 12 people. So very overwhelming. It was like one of the coolest like shows at the time. Like everyone was kind of gunning to be a part of it. I love music. I'd been DJing, but working with TV seemed like a new way to get involved with like live stuff. There was a lot of technical aspects of Locals that I was interested in. It was just being broadcast with like lights, live sound, recorded sound, like all of it. I thought there was a lot of opportunity to learn a lot of technical skills that I wouldn't have the opportunity to learn like anywhere else.
I think this year, like every single episode that we do feels like truly unique. Like it feels different every time, getting to kind of start with a vision and then put it into fruition and like see how it actually turns out is like very rewarding. I started out as an entry-level producer and I wasn't really sure, but then I was like, yeah, this is gonna be my show next year. This is gonna be fine. And I think there are a lot of aspects of the show that I really loved, but I was like, this is what I want to change. And then if it's my show, I can just do it because it's my show.
Oh, hey. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna make it. I'm sorry. Something super important came up. Have fun though.
And I think that's just, I don't know, the magic of student media. You can just say, I want to do this, and then people are like, okay. The Twan episode, 1000%, probably my favorite. It was so cool. I think just because we had the spotlight on, and then we had the 3 cameras, we were kind of like in a circular formation just a little bit, and he was so good at like looking straight into the camera. There's a lot of like planning and engineering that had to go into it to make this giant studio not feel like he was just one dude in a giant studio.
The noises in my head had me mistaken. Everybody got a
also the set that we built, me and my friend Natalie probably spent like 7 hours on it. We built this giant set with, I mean, half of it is behind me, the flowers. We spent like 7 hours on that with a budget of, I think we spent $15 on it, total.
I would describe Locals Live during our time as super scrappy.
Yeah.
I think there was a reputation too that like KBVR was a place to kind of mess around and have fun and make mistakes, and we were proudly student run. That meant a lot of experimentation, and also at times no one knew what they were doing.
There is so much that I learned from producing Locals Live. I went from knowing nothing about TV, knowing nothing about the mechanics, to like, all right, I'm running this, we're doing this, we have a format, we feel comfortable doing this together. I learned to adapt to any situation. I learned how to figure out whatever you can't figure out.
I learned a lot from Sydney, who was the producer the year I was hosting and volunteering. I feel like I made like a lot of calls to just like experiment with locals.
Fill my prescription ASAP, I need a lot of pills, yo.
My approach to producing was like a lot more play oriented and kind of just like, well, if we mess up, we mess up, sort of.
Hi, my name is Garrett Gravink. I worked on Locals Live from about 2017 or 2018 until 2022. You should practice doing that stuff, because that stuff might be weird with it being in the round. One fateful day in October, we had no producer, and so I produced an episode of The Max.
Well, howdy, KBVR. We are The Max. That is spelled M-A-C-K-S. Rustle and shuffle and tell them
One of my first shows was Sadgasm. That must have been in September or October of 2017. It was the first production I'd ever worked for KBVR, and I don't know that I confidently knew a single person on the production, but Kat Dykstra, who was the producer, she knew my name, which was Garrett, and she also knew that there were about 2 or 3 other tall boys with glasses that were also new that day, and so she called me Garrett, and she called my best friend Kurt Garrett, and then she called, all of the other new people were Garrett for about the first 2 or 3 weeks of production, until we finally started to differentiate ourselves.
One of my favorite episodes is like one I was like absolutely not present for at all. So I was sick, and I called my director up and was like, hello, do you have this? Like, can you do this? And then he was like, yeah, and that was Garrett. They did some funky stuff, like space drums and all kinds of other, like the set design was like 100% all of them, like the coordination between them and the band. And I was just like, that was like one of the cleanest episodes that I think happened during my like tenure as a producer or whatever, and being able to like trust the crew of volunteers that I've been working with was like a really cool moment.
And I think those environments really produced things that I am really proud of. Whether it's putting together a last piece recording of a jazz band to, hey, what's the weirdest thing that we can make in the set out of all these random lighting pieces, knowing that the show is going to happen at 6 o'clock, whether or not we're ready for it to happen at 6 o'clock.
As I've like kind of peeked in and seen how Locals is doing after leaving, I feel like y'all had to figure something out really similarly and like pivot during COVID in like ways that I just have a lot of respect for.
I saw you dancing, head under water.
Hi, I'm Alden McLevzina. I started working on Locals Live right when the entire campus shut down due to COVID. I was curious how it was going to work, as I'm sure everyone was at that point.
Hands full of regrets, cut my hair on a Monday.
I have a fair amount of equipment available for my disposal. I lent that out to some local bands to make their recording, and then they would send that all back to me. The band Gondos especially, they have friends that also do audio recording and video recording. They brought them in to one of their practices in their basement, had a static shot, and then also had someone with a camera moving around getting really good close-ups on everyone. That was a situation where I looked at it and I went, I don't have anything to do here. They just made the episode for me. It was definitely challenging trying to get enough people on the show to the point that we can put out enough episodes. The biggest thing that came from that actually was a sub-series, if you will, of basically myself explaining various aspects about audio and about recording process. Hello and welcome to another episode of Locals Learned. Also to not put the mic too far away because then you won't get any of the tones, and not put it too close because then you'll get too much of the pick noise. The world is your mic stand. Being able to show interesting and creative work during that time was really important because it still was able to showcase these interesting individuals and the work that they make. Part of it is also because of the history of Locals Live. It's been a show with KBVR for such a long time that I think having it end for a year would be a little bit disappointing. So I was in this funny in-between where I started during the pandemic, during the whole remote year, and then I was coming in to the studio. So I knew KBVR, but I didn't know the studio.
To this day, I maintain that there's nothing quite like working on a live production under a live deadline. There was kind of a joyous community stress level that we all reached that was this collective, like, okay, the only way this is gonna work is if we all make it happen at the same time. There's a part of me that feels like you never stop being a part of that crew, that you know, anybody could come back the day of and hop onto a job and be ready to go.
No, we were commenting on how this isn't our studio, but it feels so similar. There was a lot of people goofing around making really silly, fun content.
Yeah.
And I'm sure y'all are doing that now too.
You belong to Beach, and you didn't stay to talk long. You just had to leave. Attention is the vessel for your apologies, but you didn't say to talk long. You just had to leave. But baby,
don't say
the leaves and the trees from the streetlights, baby, I see. You're the one that I want and I wear it on my sleeve.
It's gonna go really badly or really well.
Yeah, it's so hard to predict.
Let's go and I'll take you for a ride.
My experience and track record with Locals, I do believe that like it has the best life cycle for mentorship and like apprenticeship with like student leadership and volunteer.
I think what's great about Locals is each producer has their own style, and each producer will take notes from the previous producer and bring things along that they liked and remove things from the show that they didn't like.
It teaches people how to pull off like a big project. It is objectively one of the hardest shows to wrangle on a technical level, on a staffing level, and like experience.
I know people who have launched careers in working in video production because of their time spent at Locals. It greatly affected my own career, you know, working in event productions at George Fox.
The skills that I learned on Locals Live, that's how I got my first job out of college, was I ran a camera at KVAL. I wouldn't have had that had I not like stumbled into the TV station and learned how to run that camera.
For the people working on Locals Live, everyone who operates cameras, who does the sound, does the lighting, gets experience directing and switching the show, it's a fantastic opportunity to bring creativity into a very scientific and rigid form of production.
It gives the bands a platform to be able to play their music and also be able to share it. And I feel each band, each artist shares their experiences to the world.
That's not even counting the countless bands that are still touring to this day. Not necessarily because of Locals Live, but I think in no small part to, you know, getting people the experience to practice in front of a live audience and knowing how to perform. I don't think you can even measure that.
I wanted the artists this year to be more diverse because I think historically it's just been like white dude bands. That's not who needs our resources the most, who deserves the platform that we have. I think it's really cool. Like, I get to have people on that I love and love being here and feel privileged to be here, and they're always so like grateful and thankful, and it's just, I think, just a better experience for everyone.
Yeah, I mean, you end up with we ended up with lifelong friendships and some of us marriages. I did not marry that first guy that proposed to me with the CD case. I know you're
What
shocked.
could have been? What could have been?
I can't remember his name. I'm gonna find it later. See if he's married. Yeah. I'm just kidding.
I think Locals Live is an incredible opportunity for both the artists that are featured on it and for the people that are working it.
Because everyone who's worked on the show, they're so passionate, and I think we love this environment. We love working all together. Yes, it's a lot of hard work, but we get to show up on Fridays and hang out with our best friends for 8 hours.
And find some pretty place to sit. Oh, I wish I had a dog I could walk around. I'm the one to blame, I'm the one to blame. Oh,
I think TV is magic, and existing in this time is fantastic and wonderful.
Like, so many people have come in through this, so it's just really cool that like it's still going, it's still a thing, and there's like decades of this. So I'm just excited to be part of the small history.
got my heart.
I don't really know when Locals Live started exactly. Like, if someone was like, do you have a date? I'd be like, I don't know.
Show, the myth, the legend. Hopefully that was loud enough. Locals Live.
Let me take care of this baby that has been here for the longest time, because a lot of shows come and go through KBVR-TV.
Like after run-throughs were done, we had some breathing time, and then it was like live. And so we like let them go take a break, and they just got like baladoed in their car, essentially.
It got better, you know. That seems like fairly obvious that it got better while I was there, but
I hope Locals Live never goes away. I hope it's always around in some manner or another.
I used to know my place in the